Police raided Fannie Nkosi's house, but what they found inside shocked even them. We're talking about weapons, explosives, and confidential police files that were never supposed to be there. But here's the real question: what was the police officer doing with all this? Stay with me because it gets worse. Inside, they didn't just find weapons, they found something far more dangerous.
As you can see, these are police vehicles driving out of the home of police officer Sergeant Nkosi, which was being raided. There's no word from the subs, so at this stage, we do not know whether he had been arrested. His lawyer is here among us. He has also been barred from interacting with Sergeant Nkosi.
Secrets, firearms, unlicensed ammunition, a hand grenade, and case files that were never supposed to leave police hands. But the real question is, how did a SAPS sergeant end up in the middle of something this deep? This is the story of Sergeant Fannie Nkosi and the dark network investigators may have just uncovered. They went inside his house expecting evidence, but what they found inside Sergeant Nkosi's home changed everything. A hand grenade, illegal ammunition, sensitive police files, and clues pointing to a network no one fully understands. A network that doesn't have a face, only a name, the Big Five. So who is Fannie Nkosi really? A cop or something else entirely? Stay with me while we discuss him.
Did you receive that, or how did you come to be in possession of that footage?
According to me, it was all over the news.
The footage itself, you could pull it down off the internet.
Yes.
Why did you send it to Mr. Sibanda?
Because we were talking about it myself, Mr. Sibanda, AKA's friend is a nephew to Mr. Mtakati. As a result, Mr. Sibanda knew the deceased.
So the second person killed,
Yes.
not AKA, he was the nephew of Mr. Mtakati.
That's correct.
And were you subsequently involved in the murder investigations?
That's correct.
Sergeant Fannie Nkosi is SAPS officer by day and a criminal by night, suspected insider to one of the most secretive criminal networks in South Africa. They call it the Big Five. But who are they? How deep does Nkosi's connection go? On the surface, Nkosi was a respected sergeant, investigating organized crime, enforcing the law. But the story doesn't stop there. Whispers in the underworld claim Nkosi was a connector or a Bluetooth between cops and criminals, passing sensitive intel while collecting money. Imagine being the person everyone trusts while secretly working for the shadows. And this is not fiction. What will you do if the person protecting you was secretly the one tipping off criminals? That's Fannie Nkosi for you.
A counterintelligence officer at SAPS told the commission last year he believed the reason they didn't find businessman Jerry Boshoga at Matlala's home was that he had been moved. The commission suspects Nkosi tipped off Matlala. Nkosi called Matlala on the 4th and 5th of December and again on the 6th of December 2024, just before police pounced on Matlala's Waterkloof Ridge home.
The task force arrived at Mr. Matlala's house. He was on the phone with a SAPS member, and their suspicion is that that SAPS member would have tipped off Mr. Matlala. Do you understand that?
I understand.
And you've just confirmed that when you were speaking to Mr. Matlala on the 6th, he told you to drop the phone, put down the phone, because the task force is at his house.
Now let's discuss this Big Five, the Big Five cartel, a shadowy network that no one outside their cycle fully understands. Here's what investigators believe. Nkosi acted as a middleman connecting top criminals to law enforcement. He allegedly passed police intel to these figures in exchange for money, influence, and favors. This was not small time corruption. This was strategic, calculated, and potentially dangerous. And here's the chilling part. Some say the big five are not just criminals, but people with power, connections, and untouchable status.
Relation to this alleged cartel member, and you must do that in the context of Sergeant Fannie Nkosi always playing this alleged middleman role. In this context, it's obviously relating to that of the alleged middleman role between Vusumuzi Kat Matlala and Lieutenant General Shadrack Sibia. Is the statement that Sergeant Fannie Nkosi makes in October of 2025, that is a handwritten statement following the raid at his home, versus the typed formal statement that he submits to the Madanga Commission. Now, in the latter statement, he omits details about Vusumuzi Kat Matlala allegedly calling him and wanting access to this card because he was about to have a meeting with the Deputy President, allegedly, Paul Mashatile, and then, of course, Lieutenant General Sibia. Now, this information is omitted from the typed statement, but it exists in the handwritten statement where he seeks to explain why he is in possession of this particular card. So
then came the house raid. Nkosi's home in Pretoria North was stormed by police. And remember, this is not the first raid. This is the second raid. Inside, investigators found evidence of transactions linked to the Big Five cartel, documents and WhatsApp messages revealing secret communications with crime bosses. That was the first raid. Don't get lost. Clues that Nkosi may have been more than a middleman. He could be the key to unraveling the entire network. He is the one who is holding and connecting them. Every move Nkosi made was watched. But did the law catch him before he disappeared into the shadows? No. Now the question multiply. How many in the police force knew about Nkosi's activities? What is it doing with this ammunition? Like, what is it doing? It's only a criminal who can keep that inside the house. As if that was enough, what is it doing with a grenade? That is a bomb. What is it doing with it? Fannie Nkosi is now in custody. Court documents and the ongoing investigation could change the story completely. But here's the twist. The Big Five are still out there. Their secrets, their faces, their true power remain hidden in the shadows. If you like true crime stories like this, to uncover every twist as it happens, subscribe now on True Crime with Nsuku's Tale. Hit the notification bell so that whenever I post a video, you will be notified. This is True Crime with Nsuku's Tale. See you on the next case.